Hello, everybody. I'm Major Mom, the founder of Major Organizers, and I'm with
Melissa Smith, franchise owner of Major Organizers San Antonio.
And tonight we are going to share with you the Major Mom method of organizing, an organized approach to organizing. And tonight, Melissa has chosen a project for us to do. It's a real project, right? We haven't made this up.
No, this is a real project that I was planning on doing while I am not out in the field organizing clients, just kind of touching on a couple of areas in my own home.
Yes, I definitely think it's such a good use of time. Not everyone is excited about getting to these undone projects as us because this is what we love to do. However, if people understood there was an organized approach to organizing, it might make it less of a or they don't get stuck as much when they understand the Major Mom method. However, the real wisdom we're also sharing with you tonight is Melissa cannot have outside perspective as an insider in her home. So Melissa, what is your experience so far as being a professional home organizer with us, aka Liberator? What have you seen that you can deliver with the outside perspective, an outsider coming in?
Well, I think that it's exactly what you said, Angela. It's that perspective. We come in, we don't judge the circumstances that our clients are in. We are all helpers. That's in our nature. We're born to organize, born to do this and share our passion and our gift with our clients. And so coming in with fresh eyes and asking questions to help our clients make those decisions on their own. We're not telling them what to do. We're just asking questions, and they somehow come up with those answers on their own, but with just a little outside perspective guiding them along.
Exactly. So let's rock on. Let's get on to the Major Mom method. Go ahead and explain to me. We're going to do the first phase of the Major Mom method, which is called Picture It. I want to get a good picture of what's going on right now with that cabinet behind you, and what's been going on, and kind of what's working, what's not working. So go ahead and give us kind of a tour of what is that behind you with all that stuff.
So as a professional organizer, it might surprise people to hear that I love stuff. I love to decorate, and I have a lot of stuff. But one of the things is that my stuff is organized. I have all of my holiday decor in labeled bins in my garage, and I change those out, obviously, for all the holidays. But I also have seasonal decor and regular, everyday decor items that I interchange throughout different types of the year, different seasons. And that's what you see behind me. This is my everyday decor hiding spot, if you will. And I've been going on a personal journey myself that I have a lot. I've realized that for me, I think I have too much, and I'm trying to get to a place that is just enough for me. And that's why I asked Angela, hey, can you help me make some of these decisions as I am going through this change on my own, and would like some outside perspective to help me through some decisions which might be a little bit more difficult for me.
Okay, great. Now this is a question I have for you, just so I have more clarity. Can you please explain to me, what does everyday decor mean? I just need to get a better grip on that.
So say my husband brings home some flowers. I have pictures that I use as vases to put those out. Say we're having a nice dinner and I want to have candles. I keep my candles in a basket in there that I'll pull out the candles. They might not be out every day. Different china, my good china. So there's a lot of things like that I don't necessarily want to have out, but I want to have handy for when the need to use them strikes.
Okay, that helps me, because sometimes you want to get clarity on what's every day, because that might mean something for someone else. So that's good clarity. tell me exactly what is working in this cabinet and you do not want me to change or help you change. What is working so great?
Well, I love that this cabinet has doors that slide closed so I can hide it, because even though these are all my pretty things, when they're displayed together, they're not very pretty. They look very kind of cluttered. So having the doors closed is one of the things that I like about where these items are. And they're in my dining room, which is also works very well for me because my house is a very open floor plan. So I can easily get to the item, pull it out, and then put it in any room in the home that I want to have use of it at. So so that's what's working for me right now.
Okay. What's not working? Why have you reached out to me?
So I've just acquired a lot of stuff. There's quite a bit in there. Some of it newer, some of it older. Some of it has some sentimentality to it, but I don't necessarily use it. And so I'm going to be having to make some decisions about these items and what really I value now and what I use, and really question why it is that I'm holding on to something that I may not have used in 10 or more years.
Okay, so that makes sense. You want to have may reiterate kind of a little more function where you can grab things without having to remove things to get to the things. That's what's kind of happening a little bit as well?
Yes.
Okay, and so I always have to ask, are there any other like items, everyday decor, stored anywhere else? Do tell, do tell.
They're not being stored. They are currently out. So I've decorated for spring and got my Easter going on right now. So there are items that are currently out, but I feel that the ones that are currently out right now are the items that I typically leave out most of the time.
Okay, good. And I want clarity that this cabinet behind you is for every day, all year long. It's not for Easter, Christmas. Is there any seasonal items in that cabinet?
There are some seasonal candles, and the reason being is I live in Texas, y'all, and it gets hot. So my candles, I learned the hard way the first year of storing all of my holiday decor in my attic, that they will not last. They will melt and create a mess. So all of my, I know it was awful, all of my holiday candles are kept in here. And there is one piece that we'll get to that I do only use currently at Christmas. But I kind of want to talk through whether or not that's the right thing at this time.
Okay, that's good to know. So I have a good picture of kind of what's going on, what you want to have happen, what is happening. Let's go to the next phase in the Major Mom method, which we call plan it. I just want to get a quick space plan together, an action plan. Skipping this step can actually make the process go more slowly. So for space plan, I want to verify with you, is there anything that's stored there now that you're thinking may get relocated if it's key? Just curious.
There are a couple of items when I looked in here a little bit earlier today. There are a few things that do have other homes potentially. I have a napkin drawer in my kitchen. I like to use cloth napkins with meals rather than paper and just wash them. So I have a lot of linen napkins. So currently, from the last time I had a table setting going on, those napkins are in here. They can relocate to my napkin drawer in the kitchen. That sounds kind of weird to say out loud that I have a napkin drawer, but I know Angela's not judging me that I have a napkin drawer.
Sounds organized to me. My mom has one. Half the people I know have one that use cloth. Gotta go somewhere.
Yeah, so that's about it.
Okay, and so in terms of getting a good plan together, space plan, we might relocate a few things. And then the other part of the action plan is we're getting ready to go to phase 3 of the Major Mom method, which is proceed with steps, sort, treasure, establish a home. then get our good container strategy going, and then start new habits, which will go step by step. So before we dig in, which everyone's always wanting to dig in right away, before we dig in, I want to get some action plan preparatory steps done. Meaning, do you have a couple of containers or boxes or something where maybe you once donate, not that I'm going to push you to donate, but maybe we could get a donate, store elsewhere. Do you have any of those ready to go for us today?
Of course I do. I have our handy dandy major organizers flip fold boxes. These are the best boxes ever. And of course, Angela, what does every good liberator always have?
Post-it notes and Sharpies.
That's right. Yes, I have these ready to go.
These tools are so important to quickly sort. And so now we're gonna sort all the items in your cabinet. But we have a little trick we're gonna share with our viewers. Sometimes you can cherry pick things out of a cabinet that you know are question marks or might go somewhere else. You don't always have to empty an entire thing out for a quick project. Sometimes people think they have to do that, and that's why the project doesn't get done. But many times in a power hour session, I'm going to go ahead and just let you cherry pick things out. I'm going to just be here for support as you label your boxes, donate, maybe a question mark box, and an elsewhere box. Any other categories you can think of that's going to help you today?
I think that's good.
Okay, great. That'll get us really going. So go ahead and start cherry picking things out that you already just really know what you want to do.
So here's the napkins that I talked about. They're going in my elsewhere box. So this is something that I mentioned earlier, the vessel, hand washing vessel antique. This was my grandmother's, and it's one of the only things of hers that I got when she passed away. I was 12. And so right now, for the last few years, I pull it out only at Christmas and put Christmas greens in it and some ornaments and use it as holiday decor. But I've never wanted to have it packed up in a bin in the garage. And one of the things, this comes up a lot with our clients, is they have something that is sentimental to them, but they don't use it or they pack it up. And so I was thinking about this particular piece and how am I honoring how special it is, or am I honoring how special it is to me by keeping it in my decor closet. And so I have a vase in my kitchen right now that's got some faux Easter lilies in it. And what I've decided I'm going to do is convert this to my everyday vase for my kitchen flowers, and so that I can see it every day and really am honoring the memory of my grandmother and not leaving it hidden away. So that was something. So that took up a huge space.
That is great. And so this everyday decor will actually be out every day because you can change what's in it to match your skin, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Great. What else you got there?
So I bought these dishes. I don't need them. I've used them a couple of times. They're just mainly for when my table is set to look pretty. I don't need them. I'm over them. They're going away.
Okay, good job. You'll bless somebody else will love those plates, and they probably don't own a plate. You know, people lose everything they own in all kinds of tragedies, and when we donate our stuff, it's true, other people are blessed by it immensely.
Absolutely. So they're a beautiful color. There's no chips. I will happily donate them to somebody else who can use them and appreciate them every day.
All right, what you got?
It's silly. It's a little decor thing that I put on my kitchen counter, and I've been trying to eliminate some of the tchotchke type clutter from my kitchen counter so he can move on out too.
Move over, move out. I like
Move
that.
Out. All right. I also have service for 12 of good china. And this comes up a lot where I have this china that is not dishwasher nor microwave safe. And we don't use it because that's not our lifestyle. We're active kids. We eat on the go. When we do sit down for meals, we use our everyday dishware. We don't have fancy meals, but I've been holding on to this china, service for 12, for a very long time. And I'm ready to let it go.
Wow, that's amazing. That, you know what, that just, I feel like a burden is being lifted off of you, and a weight of just of how we keep things. We don't know why, but there's like maybe one day. And then I love how you've come to this realization of maybe I don't want 12. Maybe I don't want to have 12 people at my table with china.
Yeah, so that clears up an entire shelf. You guys can't see it right now, but right there, this whole shelf is that service for 12 that's gonna go away. So that's awesome. That frees up a lot of space.
That's amazing. I'm beyond impressed, and I love that you're just having a day of reckoning, you know, while we're kind of all stuck at home, and saying, you know, this is the time before we get back out and organize other people's homes to take care of our own home. What else is in there that anything else that you're like, any question marks, anything you're struggling with?
Yes. Oh.
Had to ask.
So this is, it's a little souvenir from Joshua Tree. We went and visited there, and we brought home a souvenir, which a lot of families do that. You bring home souvenirs. I let my husband pick it out, and I didn't veto him hard enough apparently at the store, so it came home with us. And it's never been used for anything. It's one of those things that I think that everybody can relate to. We all have a souvenir type thing, but what are you doing with it? And, you know, I had thought about, you know, repurposing it as like a pencil holder, but I have pencil and pen holders, so there's really no good way for me to repurpose it in my home in a way that, you know, I can see it and make use of it every day. So I'm ready to let this thing go.
Hubby on board with that? Remember, is it hubby's, yours, or a joint? And is he cool with it?
Yes, because we talked about that it's not about the stuff in our lives that matters. It was about the experience that we had as a family visiting Joshua Tree. You know, the stuff is not that memory. And without this, we still went to Joshua Tree. We still had an amazing family experience. This is not representative of that. So without that, we still have that.
I love that you tried to repurpose it as a pencil holder, a pen holder for your husband's office, or, you know, something. Yeah. But you have so many family memories. It's hard, you know, why have one dominate over the other? Just let them all be in these wonderful other ways they can come back to us, like picture books or pictures or things like that. So that's really great. Anything else that you're struggling with?
Yes. I have 3 little white pitchers, and these are something, like I mentioned, you know, I pull them out as a vase to put flowers in, or, you know, things like that. Sometimes I'll have them as a display. somewhere, and I like them, and I've had them for a long time, and they made it through about 4 or 5 different rounds of me trying to let go of stuff, and I've held on to them. But I'm kind of at that point where I want enough, and are these really bringing me are they really that important to me? Do I have other things that are more important to me that can serve the same purpose as these? And we just talked about at the beginning with that vessel that belonged to my grandmother. I do have something that can fill this purpose. So, or also substitute for what these do. So I think I'm ready to let these ones go.
Okay, now this is good. And one thing that people will not believe when I tell them this, but we encourage our clients to not over purge when they're working with us. Sometimes we feel like our clients are showing off and in front of us, and then we don't want buyer's remorse or remorseful situations. So with that said, I will demonstrate how we do that, because it just came to me. One, I'm so proud of you, because these are large items that are going to free up room, so you can really have a lot more function in that cabinet, and I get to things and without moving things around. But the other question I have for you is there any way that those 3 vases, how frequently, I'm doing my what are your treasures thing that we ask our clients to have, but how frequently were those getting used? I need a feel for that to make sure you're not letting go of things that you actually were using a lot.
They were, I have a lot of different vases, and they were in a pretty regular rotation, but because I have so many other options, I feel that those are ones that I can let go of. I have vases that are more like vases. These ones I feel kind of limit themselves to the kitchen or dining room because they're pitcher shaped. So I think they're a little bit more limited in where they kind of work, versus some other vases that I have that can go in the kitchen or in the dining room or the living room or entryway. They're a little bit more versatile. So that's kind of where I kind of got to that. But I appreciate you, because I could tell, you could tell, couldn't you, that I was like, oh, I'm not sure about these ones. But I think that I'm at that point where I have enough other options that will work for me.
That's great. I mean, there's something about, what we're promoting at Major Organizers, March Towards Simplicity. I mean, you really get this fever in springtime to really like simplify life, because you just get sick of cleaning and dusting and all of these things. So I applaud you on that, because these are tough choices. They're not easy to make, but I'm sensing that you're making them in a sound mind and that you are moving to a new season of life, of simplifying. Less is more, and I support that. I also would never support if I ever sense a client over purging. So good that we stopped on that. With that said, anything else in there that you're like, yeah, I don't know what to do with this, or help me?
So this is something, and this happens a lot with our clients too, where it's something. This was my great aunt's, and when she passed away, my mother went and her sisters, and they chose one thing of hers for each of us cousins, and it's just a simple little dish, but I use this, at holidays. I put ornaments in it, I put candy in it sometimes, and things like that. And even though I don't use it very often, it is definitely something that I want to keep, because it is the only thing that I have of my Auntie Phyllis, who is very special. So, I'm going to keep this one for sentimental reasons than for actual functionality. I think that's one of the things that really sets us apart, major organizers, that we never make anybody get rid of anything that they're not ready to get rid of, or don't, that they still want for whatever reason. You know, even if I never use this and it just always sat in this closet, I would keep it. And so I think that that's one of the great things that we're able to help our clients reconcile with, and feel good about those decisions, and that we're supportive of that. It's our job to help organize the stuff they keep.
Help them. We're going to make that cabinet rock and roll. So I want you to, you know, turn around and kind of really look at your cabinet and look for if there's any final donates, question marks, or move it to another area. And if you have, you know, have any questions, we can talk about that. Now, as I was thinking, you know, one thing that people always hire us to just do this cabinet, or just do a closet, or just do a pantry, and that, you know, that there's connection points. So with that said, now that we've freed up some room in this cabinet, would it still make sense for you to keep the napkins there, or the napkin drawer? Let's talk about some connection points. We've freed up this space. I know that things will get shifted around. Have you thought about bringing anything over to this area in the dining room?
I've actually thought about doing a few switcheroos with a few things. I have another set of dishes in here that I am keeping, but I have another place for them in my kitchen that will free up a little bit more space. And the napkins, when I pulled them out, I didn't realize there was 2 complete sets of napkins there. So I think I will go ahead and keep one set here and put one set in the napkin drawer. So I don't know that anything else is going to come over, but I tell you that I think a lot more is going to come out.
Okay, well, I'm excited to see the final results with some after pictures. You're definitely welcome to take a couple of progress pictures, and because we want everyone to be really in touch with, you know, what you're doing and what you've moved where and why. If we could even have a follow-up session if you want. Sometimes our power hours are 30 minutes at a time and then another 30-minute follow-up. So, you know, they just can't all happen at once. That's okay. So how do you feel about maybe doing a 5-minute follow-up in a couple of days, give you some time to do some shifting?
Sounds good.
Okay, great. Do you have anything else that you want?
I'm sorry, you broke up there.
Oh, do you have anything else you want to share with our viewing audience?
Well, I think that, you know, as we as major organizers who are used to working in your home with you side by side are making this transition during this difficult time to this virtual organizing, that it is really been beneficial for me to have this experience with Angela and her guidance as we are moving into what is our new normal. And as you can see, no project is too small or too large for organizing. You know, we're here to help in any way that we can. And I'm just so happy to be a part of this company and to be able to continue to offer the services that we do.
Well, Melissa, you walk the talk, and every major organizer's liberator walks the talk. We have all reached out to each other for an outside perspective because we get stuck too. We are not superheroes that are above the rest of people. We're normal moms, everyday people, and we get stuck because we look at the same stuff over and over again every day. And sometimes you just put a blinder on and don't want to see it anymore. But the power of talking to another person, female, male, doesn't matter, that has a passion for organizing, I think makes all the difference, don't you? Like, can you just feel I want to just get in there and grab that stuff myself?
No, it's like I want to pull it out.
Yeah, I just grab it through the thing. So I'm so thankful that you have the boxes ready and everything to go. I salute you. and have a majorly organized evening.
Thanks, Angela.